feel me? That's not true. That's not the teaching of the Bible. The Bible says, that he does judge and make real judge and make real.
All praises to the Father and His Son, the creator of the universe. Yeah, the giver of the laws and commandments, crucified for the sins of the whole earth. But y'all don't pay him no mind, y'all don't pay him no homage. I ain't tripping on him, y'all don't love him. Y'all too busy worshiping other guys, Christmas, Easter, Valentine. Yeah, y'all love sin. And these taxes ain't no help, they done closed up the doors to the kingdom. Matthew 23 and 13, tell me y'all some hypocrites. Y'all ain't even getting in the kingdom, and that's real. I've been walking with the word, trying to get to know the word. Another word, I've been reading script. And come to find out, it's a different story when you understand the manuscript. It is false doctrines, all lies. Like going to heaven when we die. What else? Like eating catfish and pork rinds. That's abomination in the Lord's eyes. You gotta unlearn and relearn everything that you did learn about the Most High God of these scriptures, and you better do it before He return. Cause He ain't coming back to shake hands. Nah, kissing and hugging. No, He coming back to set the record straight. Come on, He coming back to pass judgment. Yeah, cause He ain't coming back to shake hands. He ain't kissing and hugging. No, He coming back to clear the controversy. He coming back to pass judgment. 7 trumpets, 7 vows. Right after Jacob see his trouble, it's coming. He said the whole world gon' bow. Whether you hate him or you love him, it's coming. Got a war, you ain't keeping his commandments, you gon' perish when he come back with his army and the sword. All judgment has been handed down to him from the Father, and the title has been given Lord of all lords. You've been worshiping in vain though, cause you don't really know him like you claim so. At the day of judgment, he gon' tell you he don't know you either. And to the liquor fires, where you gon' go? All you heathens and you Edomites. Yeah, Babylon gon' die that night. Talk a takeover, full overthrow. The man of sin, he gon' burn slow. What you know about blood up to the horse's bridle? He gon' call all the fowls of the air to come feast on the dead bodies, laying every word. You can read it, you been sinning, you ain't gon' be spared. I've been reading, you should get prepared. Yeah, I've been reading, baby, you should be scared. If you thinking the Messiah is a white boy with blue eyes and blonde hair, that's deception at its highest. He gon' judge you with the highest when you kick against the laws and the commandments. That's the covenant, I'm standing on it. 10 toes down, and no use in playing on it. You gotta unlearn and relearn everything that you did learn about the Most High God of these scriptures, and you better do it before He return. Cause He ain't coming back to shake hands. Nah, kissing and hugging. No, He coming back to set the record straight.
Shalom, 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 family. It's your brother Stephen Israel in the building tonight. I just want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God of the house of Israel. He is a merciful, a righteous, and an all-knowing and an all-powerful God. We want to give Him all praise and glory for allowing us to be here to see another day that we've never seen before. We just praise Him for allowing us to come before you once again to break the bread of life with our family. Family, this is what you call Put Your Weight on It Thursday lesson. The name of the lesson is David's Triple Test, coming from 1 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 19. We'll be picking up where we left off last week in chapter 18. Listen, we got a great lesson prepared for y'all tonight. Me and my brother KG in the building. Got the young gunner with me.
Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters in the chat. Yes, it is. Put your weight on it Thursdays. And we
So
got
family,
a banger.
that's right. So family, hey, get your notebook, get your pad, get your pen or your pencil. More than anything, get your sword out. And don't ever take our word for anything. Our wish is that you will go to the Most High word and look this stuff up yourself. Never take our word for it or anybody else's word for it. In this walk that we in, we have been given the Bible and the Apocrypha to search out things on our own. But I just want to say that we are not a hate group. We don't hate anyone because of their race, their religion, or their gender. We are a Bible-based group, and we teach from the 1611 King James Version Bible, including the Apocrypha. Um, we'll be picking up. Um, in chapter 18, where we're dealing with Jonathan and David, where we left off last week. Again, family, y'all know this series that we're on. Um, this is a history. This is history that we're teaching, and I know to some people, like I always say to some people, this might not be very interesting, but it's very much needed. Very much needed. This information is priceless because it helps us to understand um, the Bible better. KG, take over for 1 second, Hebrew, and give me just 1 second, all right?
All right, all right. Our brother Stephen get whatever he need to get together, brothers and sisters. Yeah, we will be in First Samuel, starting at 18. We'll be going, I think, from 18 to 20, if I'm not mistaken. But I know last week we got to like verse 5 in chapter 18, but we're gonna start from the top in in chapter 18 again, just to get back caught up to speed. And what we have to understand, like Brother Stephen said, like he says, some of these things may not always be interesting. The thing about that is sometimes being repetitive can be a bad thing. It can be depending on what you're being repetitive at. But in this case, it is a glorious thing because it's like each time that you read the Bible, you see something that you didn't see the last time. You pick up on something that you may have not been able to understand the last time. And in this case, repetitiveness is important because this is what we're supposed to know. This is our heritage. This is our livelihood, as we always say. And when you constantly read, study to show yourself approved, you then begin to be able to piece things together like Brother Stephen has been doing this whole series that you normally wouldn't piece together because you only read it a couple times. But when you read it, when you read in its whole totality, and then you turn around and start putting the precepts together, making things make sense from other places in the Bible, you get a deeper understanding. Like my brother Mikael says, there's so many levels of understanding that you won't be able to grasp them all. But why not grasp as many of them as you can? And let me see. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and just start reading on 18. We're
I'm
gonna
back,
be
Hebrew.
in.
I'm back
You
with
back?
you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All praises. Thank you, Hebrew. See,
No
that's why it's
problem.
good. That's why it's good to have your brothers in the help you in this walk. Um, Family, listen. In this lesson, we're gonna be focusing on the unfolding drama of David's life as he transitioned from a shepherd boy who defeated Goliath into a future king who must navigate the treacherous waters of Saul's court. Now, chapter 18 and 19 of First Samuel captures a period of intense transformation and testing for the house of Israel. Here we witness the forging of an unbreakable bond between David and Jonathan, a brotherhood that defied politics and bloodlines, right? because he was going against his daddy. We see the rise of envy in Saul's heart as David's fame grows. And we watch as David is forced to flee for his life, relying on both divine wisdom and the loyalty of those who believe in his calling. We're going to break down all of this stuff so that a baby can understand it. And then we're going to use the Apocrypha to uncover deeper layers of meanings. Now, along the way, we'll add a little bit of historical context with it, insights into each character, because I think that's important that we understand the characters in whom we're dealing with in these chapters. So with that being said, KG, man, we're gonna kick this thing off like a football game.
Yes, sir. Let's get to it.
So let's start out in First Samuel chapter 18, and let's start out with
Mhm.
verse 1, my brother.
All right. First Samuel chapter 18 and verse 1. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David. And Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day, and would let him go no more home to his father's house. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul. And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him and gave it to David, and his garments, even to his sword, and to his bow, and to his girdle. And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servants. And it came to pass, as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing, to meet King Saul, with timbrels, with joy, and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played, and said, Saul hath slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. And he said, They have ascribed unto David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed but thousands.
Stop right
And
there.
what can all right?
Now, this is kind of where we left off last week, KG. This is
That's
where we
right.
left off. This is where we left off last week. So I want to kind of break this down a little bit. It says that it came to pass when he made an end of speaking unto Saul that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. So Hebrew, get me Proverbs 18 and 24. Because I want to
All right.
show that this is something that is a reoccurring thing throughout scripture. Um,
All
and
right.
this is not a one-off. This is not the fruitcake thing that they have twisted and they tried to make it out to be. You remember
Right.
we touched on this last week because these are
Right.
the scriptures that they take and they try to twist to justify certain type of lifestyles in the earth today.
That's right. Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead, bring it out.
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 24. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
So there's a friend that sticking closer than a brother. Now, when we look at this right here, family, this scripture right here, it highlights the depths of Jonathan's and David's bond as brothers. You know what I'm saying? As friends. And
That's right.
also it shows true friendship is rooted in righteousness. We'll meet a lot of people in our lives, KG.
Yes,
But
sir.
those people that we meet in righteousness has a different type of feel to
That's
it. It
right.
has your spirits kind of connect in a different way. Um, Hebrew, give me Sirach 6 and read 14 through 16.
All right. Rock 6, 14, 16, 1 second, brother.
because there's something special about a faithful friend.
All right.
And a good friend is hard to find.
That's right.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Bruce.
Sirach chapter 6 and verse 14. A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he
Mm-hmm.
that hath found such an one hath found a treasure. Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him.
So what David found in Jonathan is a faithful friend, Hebrew. It's something about a true friend. You know, a true friend is going to be there when you're doing good.
That's
They'll be
right.
there when you're down bad.
That's
See,
right.
a true friend will see you going through something. You ain't even got to ask them for help. Because when a person really love you, when they see you going through, they gonna hand out an olive branch. They gonna, hey bro, hey man, can I help you, bro? What can I do to help you
That's
out?
right. That's right.
Um, a true friend put their life on the line for one another. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about in righteousness.
That's right.
I'm not talking about this foolery where somebody call your phone 3 o'clock in the morning drunk and high. Hey man, I'm over here arguing with this nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I need you to
Yeah.
pull up. No, 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 no,
Hey,
no.
a real friend won't even put you in that situation.
That is correct. Cause guess what? If I love you and I know you got a wife and children, you got a job, you got something going for yourself. What kind of friend would I be to call you because I'm drunk and somebody done got on my head and put 3 or 4 knots on my head because I was in the wrong, but I'm gonna call you, man, bring your gun.
Hmm.
See, that's not a friend. That's
That's
not a
that's
friend
a
at all.
that's a fool right there. That's what that is.
That's right, Hebrew.
A fool trying to entrap you in they McFoolery.
That's right. And verse 2 says, and Saul took him that day and would let him go no more home to his father's house. Hebrew, give me 1 Samuel 16 and read 21 and verse 22.
All right. First Samuel chapter 16 and verse 21. And David came to Saul and stood before him, and he loved him greatly, and he became his armor bearer. And Saul sent to Jesse, saying, let David, I pray thee, stand before me, for he hath found favor in my sight.
See, when you look at this, you see a connection that they had from earlier, KG. Now, you see how Saul initially favored David, which set the stage for why he kept him so close to him. You
Hmm.
feel me?
That's right.
Because he needed David, number one, for when that evil spirit raised up in him, he can play the harp.
That's right.
Because it would be an embarrassing thing for you to be out making a speech to the people, and then that evil spirit come up on you and they see you in that state of mind. You can lose your kingdom, bro. Back then, if people saw you in a way like that,
Hmm.
that ruins your whole kingship. People will start trying to overthrow you. So he kept David close to him because he needed David. Kind of like the orange pervert need to read off of that teleprompter instead of going off and saying, because when he go to talking out of his own head, you see the kind of crazy stuff he say.
Hmm.
He need a teleprompter to walk around with him everywhere he go. And that's what David was to Saul. So, um, because in Genesis chapter 41 and verse 14, it says, then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. So what we see repetitively of the men of the Lord throughout the scriptures is how a ruler brings a chosen servant into his court, and then they keep him now
Mm-hmm.
because they need him. They lean on him.
It kind of go back. It kind of go back, Bruce. To like, now there's situations where, it's two. It's kind of two sides of a coin. The Most High won't bless you because of the people that you have around you. That's one side of the coin, right? And then you have the other side of the coin where you gain favor with the
Yes,
Most
sir.
High because of who you have around you. It's
Yes,
kind of
sir.
like that one person to have a hedge around them, and because he has a hedge around him, and you come near to this person, that you now the hedge now becomes around you just because you're the Most High has favor with this person. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people don't realize that we always be quick to write people off because of small misunderstandings, big misunderstandings. A lot of times though, you really need to be careful with who you have around you on both sides of the coin, because like I said earlier, if you're around somebody that the Most High don't have favor with, then it can shorten your blessings. But on the flip side of that, if you have somebody around you that has favor and you notice this, you ought to make it your business to go about this friendship the way Jonathan went about his friendship with David.
That's right, Hebrew. Um, and see, a lot of times too, during this time period,
Hmm.
um, when they made these type of covenants with each other that like Jonathan and David is making, these are
Hmm.
covenants of loyalty, right?
Hmm.
These type of covenants emphasize the bonds, and th- those type of bonds are real crucial in the alliances and the trust that you have with your people in your kingdom and with the brothers that you gonna fight shoulder to shoulder with in wars, right? Because
That's
David and
right.
Jonathan gonna wind up fighting wars together. They gonna wind up being on the battlefield together. They gonna wind up fighting shoulder to shoulder, back to back.
That's right.
And and when you in a battle, you don't want a person with you that you can't trust. They might stick a sword in your back.
That's right.
So Jonathan is honoring David at this point, right?
That's right.
It said, then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved his soul as his own. Um, and I'm gonna show you the origins of covenants. KG, give me Genesis 31 and read me verse 44.
All right. Genesis chapter 31 and verse 44. Now therefore, all right, yeah, that's right. Now therefore, come thou, let us make a covenant, and let us make a covenant, I and thou, and let it be for a witness between me and thee. Keep
So
reading.
yeah,
Okay.
keep reading.
And Jacob took a stone and set it up for a pillar. And Jacob said unto his brethren, gather stones, and they took the stones and made a heap, and they did eat there upon the heap.
So this is where um Jacob was making a covenant with his uncle Laban because Laban had crossed David. I mean Jacob twice,
Mm-hmm.
and Laban was chasing after Jacob like he had did something wrong. Jacob said, "No, man, we we need to make a covenant today because I see where this going. You my uncle. I'm married to two, not one, but two of your daughters, and I got your grandchildren. So we need to make a covenant today that's saying that you're gonna stay on this side over here, and when you come across, you're not coming across to do me harm. and I'll make the same covenant towards you. See, covenants were in Hebrew. Go to Ruth chapter 1 and read 16 and 17.
All right. Ruth chapter 1 and verse 16. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Where thou diest, will I die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if aught, if aught put but death part thee and me. Salaki.
So my reason for showing this Hebrew while I'm talking, get first Maccabees 12 and 17.
All right.
And my reason for showing this family is covenants meant something back during this time. You know what I'm saying? When you gave a person your word, that was a covenant. I'm giving you my word that I'm gonna keep this thing. And people didn't go back on their covenants back then. You know, nowadays covenants don't mean nothing in 2025. People will lie to you right in your face because they don't fear the Lord. Back then they feared the Lord, brother, sister. That's the reason why they honored their covenants. Because Naomi and Ruth is making this covenant. Naomi is telling her, look, just go ahead and go on. My son is dead. I ain't having no more kids. I can't do nothing for you. She said, no, I'm going with you. Wherever you go, I'm going to go. Wherever you live, I'm going to live. Wherever your God is, that's going to be my God. And they made a covenant, and she kept her covenant. And because she kept this covenant, y'all, she wound up being the bloodline in which Christ came through. By keeping her covenant, we got to understand that a covenant is a holy thing. And through a covenant, you can be blessed of the Most High. But you got to keep a covenant. You got to keep your word. I don't want to
And
pat myself. I don't want to pat myself on the back or nothing. But I just want to use this as an example. The
mhm,
elders in Memphis bought land down in North Mississippi where we from, right? I
mhm.
made a covenant. I made a covenant with my elders. I'll take care of y'all land. Y'all ain't got to worry about trying to come down here all the time. I'll take care of this. And all praises to the Most High, I've been able to keep that covenant. And KG, that makes me proud to keep that covenant with my elders. That make me feel
Yeah,
good to be able to do that.
as it
Go
should.
ahead, bro.
Well, no, I just wanted to add on to what you were saying, what you had said a while ago. Um, when you're making a covenant, um, it has to be based upon good things. It can't be based upon negativity, um, maliciousness, or anything of that nature. Um, and I feel like a reason for a lot of covenants not holding the weight that they did back in the time of our forefathers is because they sometimes end up one-sided. They sometimes end up only benefiting one person on whichever side the
That's right.
covenant was made.
That's right, bro.
And
That's right.
an example of this is like you said earlier in Genesis, um Israel or Jacob made a covenant with Laban for the sake of both of them being safe, for the sake of them both having an understanding, for the sake of them both, you know, being good to one another, because there was a lot of strife amongst them, a lot of confusion amongst them. So that covenant was made for the sake of the greater benefit of both, and not
That's
just
right.
a one-sided ordeal. And like when you said that just a few minutes ago, it made me think about that, and I just wanted to get that out. Go ahead, bro.
And then I want to bring this out too. Um, we gotta understand that we dealing with Jacob, our forefather.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob had power from the Most High, bro.
That's right.
Jacob had power. Jacob could have slew Laban anytime he got ready.
Yes, sir. He could have.
but he was an honorable man and he was a righteous man. Bring out that Maccabees, Hebrew. Because
Maccabees. Wait a minute.
because
This
when we
is.
look at this in the Maccabees, which is our elders, they got
Mm-hmm.
records of having, loyalty and emphasizing that bonds and covenants was crucial in maintaining trust among the brotherhood and the sisterhood. Go ahead, bring it out, bro.
First Maccabees chapter 12 and verse 17. We commanded them also to go unto you, and to salute, and to deliver you our letters concerning the renewing of our brotherhood. Wherefore,
So
now ye shall. Okay,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
Wherefore, now ye shall do well to give us an answer thereto.
So we see that covenants meant a whole lot during this time. 1 Samuel 18:4 says, and Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him and put it up and gave it to David and his garments, even to his sword and his bow and to his girdle. Now this is powerful, KG. Now when
It's
this say
different kind of.
girdle, it ain't talking about underwear, family. It's not talking about the kind of girdle that we would think of today. This is a different
Right.
type of girdle. Um, go to Genesis 41 and read verse 42.
All right.
Because this this is honor being transferred. This is the transfer of honor. This is the transfer of position, of power, prestige. Bring it out, bro.
Genesis chapter 41 and verse 42. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen and put a gold chain about his neck.
So so just like Pharaoh honored Joseph with royal garments, Jonathan did the same thing. And see, this is symbolizing passing on honor and even authority over to David, bro. Because at this point, we know that the Most High had took his spirit from Saul and put it in David through Samuel. So this is just positioning. It's just like the way the Most High do with us today. When the Most High bless us, he don't all the time give it to us all at one time. He'll put things in position, put things in the right spot, put things in the right places, put things in other people's heart to do certain things. But what it is doing is paving the way and it's making a way to put you in the position that he had chosen for you from the beginning of time. Because our lives are already mapped out by the Most High. It is predestined for us to be what it is that we're going to end up being at the end. The God that we serve knows all things. He don't guess. He don't do guesswork. So he's positioning things. He putting things in place. People will do things for you that hate you. People that hate your guts. Or do some stuff for you sometime and it'll make you scratch your head and you wonder why. Because they don't have a choice. Because the Most High made them do it. But this is what we have going on. Hebrew, give me Wisdom of Solomon 18 and read verse 24.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 24, and it reads, For in the long garment was the whole world, and in the four rows of the stones was the glory of the Father's graven, and the majesty upon the diadem of his head. I might have said that wrong.
Keep reading. Go ahead and read 25.
All right, unto these the destroyer gave place and was afraid of them, for it was enough that they only tasted of the wrath.
So verse 23 says, For when the dead had already fallen on one another in heaps, he intervened and held back the wrath and cut off his way to the living. For on his long robe, the whole world was depicted, and the glories of the ancestors were engraved on the four rows of the stones, and your majesty was on the diadem upon his head. So garments in the this means something, bro.
Yep, it has a
Right here in
significance
Wisdom of
to it.
Solomon, this reference shows how garments can represent spiritual or leadership, underscoring Jonathan's symbolic act toward King David. Well, he's not King David yet, but he's going to be. This
That's
is
right.
symbolic. All right. Uh, verse 5. Now let me say this. Now we're going on and we're about to transition into the second test. Now, this is the test of honor that we're going into. This is the test of honor. Now, the first test, the first test that we deal with, it was a test of courage. That's why this lesson is called David's triple test. The first test was a test of courage. He's he's exemplified courage by slaying Goliath. And because of that, now he's put into a position of honor. Now we're going to transition into the test of honor. I'm going to look up the definition of honor. Give me 1 second.
While you get there, brother, while you get that, I just want to say, everything. Like I know you named the title of the lesson a triple test, and it's actually unique that you answer that because once again, this just goes back on how we overlook certain things when we're reading these scriptures because these were tests for David. When he was fighting Goliath, he actually had to show he had courage, that he had faith that the Most High was going to stand with him and do what the Most High was going to do. In this case, he had to be, and when he got to his next test, he had to learn how to show loyalty, show honor, show how to be obedient. Even though the Most High already knew that he had these characteristics, he still wanted to test him because a lot of times we can have all the characteristics we need to complete a task, but when it comes time for the test, we still fail that test because mentally or spiritually or physically, whatever the case may be, we're not prepared. See, it goes back to that saying that, hard work beats talent. If you're not willing to put in the work, or if you're not willing to go through the adversity, the same things that David had to go through in order to get to his kingship or his reign as king, then we miss out on certain things that the Most High has for us, and that's why it's also important to let the Most High let the Most High lead you, be guided by Him, and not by your own thoughts, not by your own wants and needs, because sometimes we'll guide ourselves off our own path, that we'll guide ourselves on a path that the Most High didn't have for us, and it puts us around people that we weren't supposed to be around, and so on and so forth. But I just wanted to get that out while you got the definition.
All praise the Hebrew. I appreciate that.
Yes,
The
sir.
definition of honor means to attribute high value, to reverence, and respect to someone or something, often expressed through both internal attitudes and external actions, such as words, deeds, even possessions. So we see that right here is being done through what? Possession. Because
Hmm.
he gave David his spear, he gave him his sword, he gave him his garments, gave him his girdle. So this is a perfect word, honor. So the test of honor, and it starts with verse 5, 18 and 5. It said, and David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war. Why was David set over the men of war, KG?
Because of the way he showed himself, against Goliath,
Because he
for one.
behaved himself wisely.
That's right.
So because he behaved himself wisely, Saul set him over the men of war. And he was accepted in the sight of all the people. So wait a minute. Look at the Most High at work, Hebrew.
That's right.
Look at the Most High at work. The Most High allowed him to defeat Goliath. He defeated Goliath. Jonathan gave him honor by giving him his possession. When Jonathan gave him his possessions, King Saul said, wait a minute, I'm going to send you out to war and I'm going to see how you act. He acted wisely. So Saul set him over the men of war.
Hmm.
And he was accepted in the sight of all the people. Why is he being accepted in the sight of all the people? Because he behaved himself wisely. Brother Stephen, how did he behave himself wisely? Because he did exactly what the Most High told him to do. Now,
That's
mind
right.
y'all, Samuel is still in the picture. Samuel ain't going nowhere.
Hmm.
So before they go into battle, they going to ask Samuel what we need to do. Where did Saul go wrong? He didn't do what Samuel told him to do. So
That's
if
right.
David is handling himself wisely, what is David doing? He's doing exactly what the Most High told Samuel to tell him to do. He ain't veering to the left, and he's not veering to the right. And also in the sight of Saul's servants. So these people accepted him. Now when Saul started chasing him and he had to flee, some of these people gonna do what? Some of these people that's going to battle with David, they fighting with him. They see how wise he is. They see that the Most High blessing him. When Saul come after him and he flee, some of them gonna go with him. His most battle-tested warriors, they gonna go with him. The Most High is putting him in position. This is a test of honor. He's honoring the Most High God. Why? Because he's doing what the Most High tell him to do. He ain't letting the king live to bring him back as a trophy. He ain't keeping the cattle. He's not keeping the sheep. He's not keeping the gold, the silver, or anything else from the wars. He's doing exactly what the Most High tell him to do. And because of that, he was revered by the people. Hebrew, give me Proverbs chapter 3 and read verses 3 and 4.
All right. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 3. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man.
So David's wisdom and righteousness earned him favor both from God and from the people and from the soldiers, KG.
Yes, sir.
Give me Sirach 4, 13 and 14.
All right. Sirach chapter 4, verse 13. He that holdeth Salaki, he that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory. And wheresoever
Hey,
she
start at verse
entereth,
11. Salaki. Start at verse 11.
okay. Sirach chapter 4 and verse 11. Wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her the Lord doeth love.
All praises. So this is what wisdom gets you, family. Because the her right here refers to wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So the wise behavior of David caused him to be promoted. Even in our lives, when we out on our jobs, or even back when we was in school, or even in organizations, or even in the body, in the assembly of the Most High God. Those of us that handle ourselves with wisdom are
Mm-hmm.
most of the time promoted, KG.
Well, not only promoted, brother Steph, that that goes back to what I said earlier. How do you think you get that hedge around you? Wisdom is a part of it,
That's right.
because when you have that proper wisdom, like it said, in Sirach, it goes with you wherever it goes. Wherever it enters, there will be joy. You know, but that's a part of having that hedge around you. Because without wisdom, you don't necessarily know the things that you need to know to stay out of trouble. You don't do the things that you need to do in order to be safe in harsh situations. It's harder to be wise, gentle as a dove, and wise as a serpent.
Mm-hmm. And right there in 1 Samuel 18 and 6, it says, and it came to pass, the women came out of all the cities of Israel. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Y'all know how Brother Stephanie is now. I'm going to keep it real. They coming back from battle, KG. Now, let's close our eyes and let's visualize this, right?
All right, all right.
Because we know what Israelite sisters look like. We know what our women look like. We know we got beautiful women in Israel, all
That's right.
shapes, colors, and sizes.
That's right.
David is coming back from battle, him and his men. This was the NBA championship. This was the NFL Super Bowl of its time. Because we didn't have sports back then. We had men that went out to battle. And these were the men that was revered in Israel, right?
Yes, sir.
Now these brothers coming back fresh from a battle with their horses, their chariots, their swords. They've been gone for weeks, months, years. They coming back to the city, and they met by the women. Now the whole time King Saul, he been there with the women. He ain't with David.
He been kicking it.
He been kicking it. David come back, they start singing and dancing. Huh?
Hey,
Wait, wait,
hey,
wait, wait,
hey.
wait, 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 wait. Saul was with him, right? Because it say, and it came to pass the women came out of all the cities of Israel singing and dancing to meet King Saul with joy. So Saul was
You
with him.
right.
I'm
Nah,
correct.
you right.
I stand
Yep.
corrected. Saul was with him.
Me too. Me too.
And it says, and the women answered one another, Saul has slain his thousands,
And David, his 10,000. So I still want to lay this foundation. I want to make this picture. All of these beautiful sisters coming out of the city, and they meeting these men coming back from battle. And they singing and they dancing. And you can imagine King Saul, he the king. He's sitting on his horse. He riding in. Back then, when they came in from battle, it was a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
That's
He
right.
got his crown on. He on his horse. He's stepping. His horse stepping. He got his chest stuck out with his chin up. And all of these sisters come out and they singing and they dancing to meet King Saul with joy. And then they started to say, King Saul slayed his 1,000. And David, his 10,000. Wait a minute. This is my kingdom. Is you crazy? This victory goes to the king. Because anytime an army go out to battle, no matter who the generals are, no matter who the sergeants, the lieutenants, the foot soldiers, they don't matter. If you win or lose, that win or loss is attributed to the king, right?
That's right.
Why they talking about David? This was Saul thinking. Wait a minute. Why they calling out David? I'm the king. Go to 1 Maccabees, Hebrew, chapter 4, and read. Hold on, let me get over there with you. 1 Maccabees, chapter 4. We're gonna start at verse 19.
All right.
Start at
First
19 and read
Maccabees.
to verse 24.
All right, First Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 19. As Judas was yet speaking these words, there appeared a part of them looking out of the mountain, who, when they perceived that the Jews had put their host to flight and were burning the tents, for the smoke that was seen declared what was done. When therefore they perceived these things, they were sore afraid, and seeing also the host of Judas in the plain ready to fight, they fled every one into the land of strangers. Then Judas returned to spoil the tents, where they got much gold and silver and blue silk and purple of the sea and great riches. After this, they went home and sung a song of thanksgiving and praised the Lord in heaven, because it is good, because his mercy endureth forever.
Thus Israel had a great deliverance that day. So this is a custom. And family, the reason why I'm bringing these things out, because I want us to understand these things about our history. The custom of the honorable things. Look, you're an honorable person, I'm gonna gift you something. You're a person that I hold in high regard, I'm gonna gift you something to show you that, right?
Right.
And then this is a custom of when your mighty men are coming back from battle, when your husband, when your head is going out into the streets, ministering, teaching. We at battle, we at war. When your husband leave that house to go to work as an Israelite man every day, and we out here in these streets, and we working. When we come home, we've been at battle. We've been at war. When we come home, we should come home to some dancing and some singing.
That's right.
We should come home to some hugs and some kisses. I'm glad you made it home again, baby. I got you some cooked. I ran your bath water. We deserve honor. We are Israelite men. We are the men of the Lord. And we got to treat one another this way. This go back to the other lesson that I just did, Hebrew. We got to respect our teachers and our leaders our preachers. We gotta change our mindset. We gotta change the way that we operate one to another. Men, we gotta change the way that we treat our wives. Wives, we gotta change the way that we treat our husbands. This Western mindset it got to change. We gotta get back to treating and doing one another like they did in the days of old, because it worked.
That's right.
It worked. And more than anything, it's pleasing in the sight of the Lord. You honor that man. You honor that woman. Children, you honor your parents. We shouldn't go to work and come home and walk through the door and you frowned up with your face twisted up for what? It's better for a man to sleep on the roof than to live in a house with a quarrelsome woman. We got to get this together. These sisters met them, they were singing and dancing. And we know what our sisters look like when they dance and when they sing. And you know that made them brothers feel a certain type of way to be met with that. Our women got beautiful voices. You ain't gonna find a creature on this planet that can sing like an Israelite woman. It ain't there. So verse 7 saying, and the women answered one another. Saul has slain his thousands and David his 10,000. And here we go. And Saul was very wroth. He picked up on it instantly, KG. He didn't go home and did think about it.
Mm-mm.
So what do they tell me? He been harboring some type of feeling toward this brother. Yeah,
Hey,
it's been there. It's been lingering.
hey, like they say nowadays, it's easy. It's easy to spot a friend. It's easy to spot a hater pretending to be a friend.
You better know it. It says, and Saul was very wroth. They have ascribed unto David 10,000s. And to me, they have ascribed but thousands. And Saul eyed David from that day forward. Now, wait a minute. We got some envy going on, brothers, sisters. Give me Proverbs 14 and 30, KG.
All right. You said 13 and 30, right?
14 and 30.
14 and 30. Okay. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 30. A sound heart is the life, Salaki, and a sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy, the rottenness of the bones.
So a sound heart is life, but envy is rottenness of the bones. Saul, his heart was no longer sound because jealousy had taken over his heart. And a jealous spirit is a murderous spirit. A person that's jealous of you will take your life. And family, you always remember that. A
Mm-hmm.
person that's jealous of you, they'll take your life. Whether it be a family member, a so-called friend, or whoever it is. Somebody that's jealous of you, they'll kill you, man. Go to the book of James, Hebrew, and read James 3 and verse 16.
All right. Where you at, James?
He had to bite.
Here you go. You said give me the BCV one more time.
3 and
I know it's
16.
James 3 and
3 and
16.
16.
All right, get to I'm almost there. James chapter 3 and verse 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work.
Keep going.
But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without
Partiality.
partiality. Thank you, and without hypocrisy.
And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. So verse 15 says, verse 14 says, but if ye have bitter envying and strife in your heart, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descended not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish.
Mm,
Envy and jealousy is devilish.
mm,
It's wickedness. And this is the way that Saul feels toward David. Now, jealousy breeds sin, and sin breeds instability and uncertainty.
mm.
Go to Sirach chapter 9 and read verse 11.
Sirach chapter 9 and verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end.
Yeah, I'm going to read it from my translation.
Go
It
ahead.
said, do not envy the success of sinners, for
Mm,
you do not know what their end will be like. Do not delight in what pleases the ungodly. Remember that they will not be held guiltless all their lives. All praises to the Most High. So at this point, Saul has begun to despise the glory that David is gaining from the people. Even though, KG, it's being done in righteousness. Even though it's being done to further his kingdom.
right.
People will be jealous of you while you helping them, KG. You
Mm-mm.
helping them. And in their heart, they hate you because you helping them too good. Lord have mercy. How you gonna help somebody too good, KG? I don't like
I
them
don't
nigga.
know.
That nigga help too
Man.
good.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what's worse, that or the ones that forget you helped them. I
Man, you
don't know
hear
what's
me?
worse. Cause this Saul had a combination of both of them going on, didn't it?
He did, man. Hey, go to Psalms 37, Hebrew. Let's read this. Now, this is a 5 precept. Go to Psalm 37. It's gonna fit exactly. It's gonna fit this. Psalm 37, and let's start at verse 30.
37 and 30. Psalms chapter 37 and verse 30. The mouth of the righteousness, Salaki, the mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. Oh, he'll be right back, brothers and sisters. While we wait on Brother Step to get back, though, I wanna ask this. What in the midst of Brother Stephen lesson, he didn't show that Saul went from being this shy, not wanting attention person, right? And now he's jealous of David because David is getting more attention than him. What do you think changed from that time period where he was shy to him being jealous of David now? What do y'all think changed? Just
I tell you what changed.
drop your answer in
Oh,
the
okay,
comment. What you got,
okay.
brother? Still, no,
No,
go
let
ahead.
him drop it. No, before I answer it, I'm gonna let him drop it in the chat. I'm gonna let him drop it in
And
the
I,
chat before I answer.
cause like I was just saying, earlier in your series, you had brought out that Saul was a shy individual. Like he didn't want attention. He hid from it.
He
He
sure
was
did.
he, and by the time that David came on the scene, he was jealous of David because David was getting more attention than him. So what changed from
Saul
that
was
time point?
Saul was the lion on the Wizard of Oz. He didn't have no courage.
Yeah.
Family, y'all can put your answer in the chat if y'all want to. What was your question again, KG? What changed?
Yeah, what changed from him being so shy in the beginning to being jealous of David because he was getting more attention?
Well, if you go back a couple of chapters, KG, a few chapters, quite a few chapters, the Most High put an evil spirit on Saul.
Right.
That's what changed.
He was already disobeying things that he was supposed to do to begin with. Right.
Yeah, the Most High put a wicked spirit on him. He took the spirit, he took his spirit out of him and replaced it with a Holy Spirit, and then took the spirit that he took out of Saul and put it in David.
Mm.
All right, let's keep going. Because I ain't see nobody putting no answers in there, not unless I can't see it.
Nah, I ain't seeing them neither. I don't think nobody put anything in there. We was in you had asked for that
Verse
Psalms
10.
30.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, you
bring that
want
psalm out. Yeah, bring that psalms out. Go ahead.
all right, you want me where's you said start at 30.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just let me know when to stop. Psalms chapter 37 and verse 30. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous,
Stop
and
right there.
seeketh. Mhm.
Stop. Read that again. Read it slow, Hebrew.
The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him.
There go your answer right there.
Mm,
The wicked people of this world watch the righteous of the Most High God, God's people. And in their heart, they are jealous and envious. And because of that, they seek to slay us.
mm.
This is scripture. This is the truth. Read Mother Mary's answer.
Saul became too prideful and developed a sense of entitlement.
Yep, that's true. That's true. He became prideful. Pride is a
Mhm.
evil. That's a wicked spirit.
That's right.
Um, let's look at Sirach 27:4. I get it, Hebrew. I'm already over here.
Okay.
Sirach chapter 27 and verse 4, and it reads, when a sieve is shaken, they refuse to appear. So do a person's faults when he speaks. The kiln tests the potter's vessel, so the test of a person is in his conversation.
Hmm.
Its fruit discloses the cultivation of a tree. So a person's speech discloses the cultivation of their mind. So when you hear people saying envious things and jealous things, just
Hmm.
know that these are envious and jealous spirits in these people. Hatred exposes what's inside of a man. So the only thing that's happening is that Saul's true nature is being revealed, KG.
Hmm.
This is his true nature. First
That
Samuel
that
18 and 10. Go ahead. Go
that
ahead.
verse no, I was just gonna say that verse there you just read in Sirach was powerful there,
Oh yeah.
cause
Oh yeah.
that still goes on today.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead. You was reading First Samuel 18 and
Go ahead.
10.
Pick up that 10 in Samuel. We're gonna read from 10 and we're gonna go to 17. Stop at 17. No, stop at 16.
Okay, First Samuel chapter 18 and verse 10. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand as at other times, and there was a javelin in Saul's hand. And Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David, even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice. And Saul was afraid of David, because the Lord was with him and was departed from Saul. Therefore Saul removed him from him, and made him his captain over 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. Wherefore, when Saul saw that he behaved himself very wisely, he was afraid of him. But all Israel and Judah loved David, because he went out and came in before them. And Saul
All
said to
praises
David,
to the Most High.
mhm,
All praise to
you
the
wanted
Most
to,
High.
okay,
You stop at 16.
all right.
It said, and it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from the Lord came upon Saul. So when Saul came back from that battle, KG,
Mm-hmm.
and he started to envy and be jealous of King David, the Most High said, bling, 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 bling. That evil spirit came back on him again. You like that sound? Bling,
Yeah, yeah, it sound like one of them old telephones with the cord on
bling.
it.
And the evil spirit came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand as at other times, and there was a javelin in Saul's hand. And Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice. So, KG, he didn't do this one time, he did it 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you tell me that David is not honoring his commitment to taking care of the king like the Most High told him to. David is honoring, he's an honorable man. This man done tried to kill me with a javelin, not one time, and then I came back the first time, then you did it again.
Man, for those that don't know, a javelin is a spear, and you gotta think about those times. In today's time, you can't see a bullet fly past you, and if you can, you gotta have it. It's only certain situations. But to see a javelin or a spear go past your face or anything near you, that's I'm pretty sure that's a different feeling, and I just wanted to give a visual on that because when a javelin, it has a very long sharp point on it, followed by a rod attached to it.
and it's heavy.
and it's heavy. So if it would have hit David, it would
It
have.
would go
It would
pin him to
have.
the wall, like he said.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was gonna
So
go through his body and pin him to the
yes,
wall.
and we talking
Hey,
about
and
Go
don't
ahead.
forget, KG, go back a few more chapters.
Hmm.
Saul is a big dude.
Yeah.
Remember, it said Saul was taller than everybody in Israel. He a big dude.
So
Saul
uh,
tall. Saul probably 6'5", 6'6".
and let me also tell you this about a javelin. In order to wield a javelin properly, it has to be equivalent to your size. Now there's some that can be smaller, don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is to majority of the time, anybody that was using spears or using javelins, they were the size of the person wielding it.
Hey, thus you go back to Goliath's spear and sword, right?
Exactly.
You see how heavy it was when David had to pick it up and cut his head off because it fit his size.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you right, Hebrew. You on point. Now look, verse 11 say, and Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I would smite David even to the wall with it. And David, Hebrew, go to Psalms 59 and read 1 through 3.
All right.
Because this, when you are a mighty man of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
people have vendettas and they're vindictive towards you for no reason. Not because you did anything wrong to that person.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the Most High got favor on you and they want that favor. And because they don't have it, they want to take your life.
That's right.
Read that, Hebrew.
Psalms chapter 59 and verse 1. Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgressions, nor for my sin, O Lord.
So these people are constantly trying to assassinate David. Not just Saul. It ain't just Saul, KG.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said, lo, they lie in wait for my soul. Not he. He said they. So there are
So it,
several attempts to
mhm.
assassinate King David. Go ahead, bro.
So is it safe to say that Saul wasn't the only one that had that spirit on him? He probably just had it on him the worst.
Say that again.
Is it safe to say that Saul wasn't the only person that had that envious spirit on him when it came to David? He just
Oh,
had
no,
it
no,
on
no.
him the worst.
That's right. And you got to be mindful that David is going out and defeating all of these people in battle too now. He's making enemies.
Right. Right.
He's
Yeah.
making
Right.
enemies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his
Yeah.
name is famous in the land. Because everybody's saying the son of Jesse is leading Saul's army. The son of Jesse is the leader of the God of Israel's army. If we can get him, we can conquer them again. Because thank KG, before David came on the scene, Israel was getting their butt whooped every time they hit the battlefield because of
Yeah.
Saul's transgression.
Yeah. The Philistines was laying a smackdown.
They were laying a smackdown. But now that David on the scene, every time they go out, they whooping butt and taking names. So
Mm-hmm.
he got assassins that's after him from everywhere, bro.
That's right.
They want to do him harm. That's why he said this prayer. Go Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2.
All right.
I
One
see y'all,
second.
I see y'all precepts y'all putting in them on there.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
So we see that the wicked fear the rise of the righteous, KG.
That's
When
right.
when wicked people see the righteous of us rising up, that causes them fear. Because guess what? Good and evil can't reside in the same place. One of
That's
them
right.
got to go.
That's right.
You want to read the precept Mama Mary put in out, Hebrew? You want to
Let me
read her
see.
precept? Psalm 105 and 15 and First Chronicles 16:22.
Yeah. Let me get the
I get
Psalms
that
10.
Chronicles. You get that.
All right. I'm on that Psalms right now. Psalms chapter 105 and verse 15, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm.
What is that? First Chronicles 16,
22, 16
verse
to
16 and
22.
22. Okay, First Chronicles
Mm-hmm.
chapter 16 and verse 22 reads, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Verse 21 say, he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. All praises to the Most High. That's a great precept.
Yep, because that's exactly why no matter how many times Saul tried, he couldn't do anything to David. And there was a couple times where, Saul had him dead to rights, but he still couldn't do nothing. The Most High wouldn't allow it.
And I'm gonna show you another instance where the Most High looked out for him too. Go to Psalm 91 and read verse 13 through 15.
Uh-huh.
Because David had a covering from the Most High, bro.
That's right. You said Psalms 91, 13 through 15.
That's right.
Psalms chapter 91 and verse 13. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder. The young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet, because he hath set his love upon me. Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him.
So this is what the Most High is saying about King David.
Hmm.
Why did he say that about King David? He said, because he honors me. What is the name of this segment that we in? We talking about David's honor, the
That's right.
triple test,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
All right, all praise, man. Hey, we might get through chapter 18 tonight. All praise. It say, therefore Saul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000. So King David, Saul said, let me get him away from around me. I'm gonna give him 1,000 troops, and I'm gonna let him go out and do his thing. And it
Hmm.
says, and made him his captain over 1,000, and he went out and came in before the people. Go to 2 Samuel 8 and 15, KG.
All right.
Start at 13.
All right. Let me get the-
2 Samuel 8, 13 through 15.
All right. 2 Samuel chapter 8 and verse 13. And David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians, Salakia, in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. And he put on garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons, and all they of Edom became David's servants. And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. And David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people.
So you see right here, bro, even in battle, David maintained order and justice, right? Like even in
Hmm.
battle, he still maintained a righteous judgment toward his people.
That's right.
So go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 10.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 10. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee.
So we see that David's leadership made it very obvious to everybody that was around him that the Most High God was with him, Hebrew, because he was victorious. The Most High favor was on him. Saul knew it too. I done tried to kill this man several times and I can't do it. The Most High with him. I'm gonna get him away from me. I'm gonna put it
Mm-hmm.
the same way King David gonna wind up doing Bathsheba's husband is what Saul is trying to do to him now. I'm gonna send him out there to fight all these battles. And I'm gonna let them do it for me. But the Most High keep on delivering him. Keep on delivering him. Hebrew. Family in the chat. KG. Cortez.
Mm-hmm.
Mike. All of y'all. Those of us that the Most High pulled out of the fire. Those of us that have had a calling on our lives. How many times have our enemies, the police, our enemies, school teachers, our enemies, bosses on jobs, our enemies, our so-called friends, how many times in our lives have we been in situations where we should have died, we should have went to jail, we should have came out of the situation way worse than what we did, but somehow we always land on our feet. Why is that? That's because the Most High got favor on you.
That's right.
It's not because you special. It's not because you deserve it. No, it's because he chose you to keep his commandments. It's because he chose you to be his son, to be his daughter. It's because he chose you to teach, to prophesy, to pray, to help lead the 12 tribes of Israel back to their God. Because he chose you. He couldn't allow that situation to kill you. He couldn't allow you to get those 50 years. He couldn't allow you to get hit in your head and now you can't remember nothing. You can't teach. You can't preach. You can't pray. You out of your mind. He needs you in your right mind. That's why he kept you. Not because you're so good.
That's right, bro. That's right.
Cortez, people that got your disease, they dead and gone by your age that you at now. But he kept you around for a reason, Hebrew.
That's right.
But at the same time, Brother Stephen, I supposed to been dead. The man hit me with a gun, bro. I didn't even go to the hospital. By the time I got to the hospital, blood was on my brain. My head swole up so big, they say they don't know how I lived through it. I could have lost my mind. I could have been dead, bro. I could have came out of that surgery and not even been able to talk or walk. But the Most High said, no, I'm gonna keep you in your right mind. Do I forget stuff sometimes? Yeah, and I know that it's the effects of that, what happened to me. I can't remember all the precepts like a lot of people and quote them because I can't remember everything like that because of what happened to me. But at the same time that he left me enough, he left me with just enough to be able to teach his word, to be able to minister to somebody, to be able to love right, and allow the world to see me love right. Not because I'm so good, It's just because he got favor on me. That's right, Psalm 91. Grace, mercy, and protection. That's right, sis.
Hey,
That's right.
that's a part of that hedge right there, though, brother. That's a part of that hedge. Part of that hedge, there.
And then it said, and David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. Matthew 10 and 16 says, be ye therefore wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. And David displayed a spiritual balance in dangerous situations. His favor came from obedience. His favor came from obedience. His favor came from obedience.
He was doing what he wanted to do.
His favor came from obedience.
So what you telling me is that whatever the Most High told him to do, he made sure he did it, and he ain't questioning it.
He didn't question the Hebrew. I tell you what, didn't it say he behaved himself wise?
That's right.
Give me some Rock 4, 11, and 12. I'm going to show you
All
what
right.
wisdom will do for you.
All right.
That's right, Mother Mary. He always give us what we need. That's right.
Sirach chapter 4 and verse 11. Wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy.
So David's wisdom brought him elevation. It says he was exalted, right? It says wisdom exalted, right? So wisdom is what elevates us. Operating in the wisdom of God's scriptures is what elevates us. Obedience. Verse 15 said, wherefore, when Saul saw that he behaved himself very wisely, he was afraid. Go to John chapter 3, KG, the
All
Apostle
right.
John. Go to John chapter 3 and read me 18 through 20.
John chapter 3 and verse 18. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. And this is the condemnation of that. Light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
so so the righteousness of David exposed the wickedness of Saul. The people saw how David operated and compared it to the way Saul treated them. Because guess what? Saul was an oppressor. Family, we've been going through these chapters. I know y'all ain't forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Saul was taking folks' children from them.
Mm-hmm.
Saul was using the house of Israel like his personal slave.
Mm-hmm.
But now the people see the heart of David. They say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. David don't treat us like Saul do. David ain't turning our sons into slaves. David ain't taking all the plunder from the wars and keeping it for himself. David is treating us like his brothers and sisters the way the Torah tells him to. But
That's right.
Saul, on the other hand, he's a wicked dictator.
And
So,
then behind all that pride, he afraid.
scared little puppy.
Mm-hmm.
So David's righteousness is exposing Saul's wickedness. Because where there's light, darkness can't be. That's the reason why he got him away from him.
That's right.
Psalms 28:1 tells us that the wicked flee when no man pursueth.
That's right.
Saul's fear of David stems from his spiritual guilt. He was spiritually guilty.
Mm. Say that again. Say that again, real stuff.
I said that Saul's fear stemmed from his spiritual guilt.
Mm.
He was spiritually guilty. And anybody that lived the wrong way, Hebrew, they know they living wrong. They not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
These people know that they treating you wrong, man. When somebody mistreating you, they know they mistreating you. They just don't care. And that's the way Saul is doing David.
Mm-hmm.
It says, but verse 16 said, but all Israel and Judah loved David because he went out and came in before them. And if y'all remember, he prayed and asked God for that. Later on in David's life, he gonna pray. His son asked for the same thing. He said, Lord, the Lord asked him, he said, what, Solomon, he said, what do you want? He said, Lord, teach me how to come in and go out of the house. Because he saw his daddy do it the right way. And he knew that knowing how to go in and come out the right way was pleasing in the sight of the Most High and pleasing in the sight of man. You got to know how to carry yourself.
That's right.
When you out in the public, carry yourself the right way. Don't be one way on Shabbat and then be a whole nother person Friday to Friday.
Mm.
Be honorable.
Honorable in all things.
1 Samuel 18:16 said, but all Israel and Judah loved David.
Mm-hmm.
Because he went out and came in before them. 1 Samuel 13:14, if y'all remember, 1 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 14 reads, but now thy kingdom shall not continue. The Lord had sought him a man after his own heart, and the Lord had commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which the Lord commanded thee. So David was a man. David's heart made him loved of the people and the Most High. When you find a person that really has a good heart and they genuine, in order for you to have something against that person, you just wicked. Because I
That's
know some
right.
people like that.
Me too, brother. Me too.
I got a friend that I grew up with, his name Travis Price. He's not in the truth. He's not in the truth. But that brother got a heart of gold. And people have taken advantage of him a lot in his lifetime. He's changed a little bit. But for the most part, that brother has been able to keep that heart that he have intact. And me and that brother still friends right now to the day. We might not talk every day, but when we see each other, it's like we talk every day. That brother got a heart of gold, man. And I know that the scriptures say that the heart of man is wicked above all, and I understand that. But it's some people in this world that the Most High just blessed to be a loving person,
Mm-hmm.
and he one of them. Um, we're gonna go ahead and read 1 Samuel 18, and we're gonna read 17. You got a lot of background noise, Hebrew.
My bad.
We're gonna read verse 17 through 30, 18. 1 Samuel 18, verse 17 through 30.
All right. 1 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 17. And Saul said to David, Behold, my elder daughter Merab, her will I give thee to wife. Only be thou valiant for me, and fight the Lord's battles. For Saul said, Let not mine hand be upon him, but let the hand of the Philistines be upon him. And David said unto Saul, Who am I, and what is my life, or my father's family in Israel, that I should be son-in-law to the king? But it came to pass at that time when when Merab Saul's daughter should have been given to David, that she was given unto is that Adriel? Is that Adriel still?
Which verse you at?
That's in 19.
Merab, Saul's daughter, given to David. Maholathite.
Okay, Adriel the Maholathite to wife, and Michal Saul's daughter loved David, and they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. And Saul said, I will give him her, that she may be a snare to him, and that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. Wherefore Saul said to David, Thou shalt this day be my son-in-law in the one of Salaki, in the one of the twain. And Saul commanded his servants, saying, Commune with David secretly, and say, Behold, the king have delight in thee, and all his servants love thee. Now therefore be the king's son-in-law. And Saul's servants spake those words in the ears of David. And David said, Seemeth it to you a light thing to be a king's son-in-law, seeing that I am a poor man and lightly esteemed? And the servants of Saul told him, saying, On this manner spake David. And Saul said, Thus shall ye say to David, The king desireth not any dowry, but 100 foreskins of the Philistines to be avenged of the king's enemies. But Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines. And when his servants told David these words, it pleased David well to be the king's son in law, and the days were not expired. Wherefore David arose and went, he and his men, and slew the Philistines, 200 men. And David brought their foreskins, and they gave them in full tale to the king, that he might be the king's son in law. And Saul gave him Michal, his daughter, to wife. And Saul said, and knew that the Lord was with David, and that Michal, Saul's daughter, loved him. And Saul was yet the more afraid of David. And Saul became David's enemy continually. Then the princes of the Philistines went forth, and it came to pass after they went forth that David behaved himself more wisely than all the servants of Saul, so that his name was much set by.
All praises to the Most High. So we see that Saul, he saw that he wasn't going to be able to slay King David himself. So
Mhm.
now he's going to try to use his daughter to set King David up to get him killed. Because in
And
verse
this is
17 it's saying, Saul said to David, Behold, my elder daughter Merab, her will I give thee to wife. Only be thou valiant for me and fight the Lord's battle. For Saul said, Let not mine hand be upon him, but let the hand of the Philistines be upon him. And family, we got to be aware of these type of people because Saul's offer right here is deceptive, and it's really intended to cost David his life. Um, but how many of us know that when our enemies dig a pit that's made for us, the Most High allowed them to dig that pit just big enough for themselves to fall in it?
That's right.
Let's go to Psalms chapter 7 and 15.
Psalms chapter 7 and verse 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. Again, let me read 16 with it.
Go ahead.
His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate.
Read 17.
I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High.
All praises. And hey, David wrote that. That's a psalm of
Uh,
David.
he was speaking from experience.
You better know it. Hey, go to Sirach 12 and read 10 through 12.
All right.
I got it. I got it right here. I'll get it for you.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sirach 12, 10 through 12. I'm going to read it from this translation.
Go ahead.
Sirach chapter 12, verse 10 through 12. Never trust your enemy, for like corrosion in copper, so is his wickedness. Even if he humbles himself and walks bowed down, take care to be on your guard against him. But to him, like one who polishes a mirror, be to him like one who polishes a mirror, to be sure it does not become completely tarnished. Do not put him next to you, or he may overthrow you and take your place. Do not let him sit at your right hand, or else he may try to take your own seat. And at last, you will realize the truth of my words and be stung by what I have said. So, when somebody show themselves to be an enemy of you, don't trust them moving forward. Don't think they done got better, because they hadn't. Don't think that they different. That's right, sis. It's in the scriptures. All praising. She said she thought that was just a saying the old folks say. No, that's in the book. That's in the book, Sister Saul.
That's right.
Never trust thine enemies. And David said unto Saul, who am I? And what is my life or my father's family in Israel that I should be the son-in-law of the king? David is being humble. And this is, KG, do you believe that people got fake humility?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Cause see, here's the thing about humility, which is basically being humble, having humbleness. Um, it's easy to be, kind of like the in the New Testament when it speaks of the people that pray in front of everybody in the middle of the street. What are you doing that for? You're doing that for the attention. You want to look a certain way. You want to look righteous in front of certain people. Or it's the same way with humility. You want to look like a good person in front of people, so you sit here and act with a sense of humbleness whole time. You're a very prideful or envious or jealous person at heart. See, it's one thing to do these things in front of people, but it's a whole nother thing when you actually can do this when people aren't around. Because when
Mm-hmm.
you can do it when people aren't around, it carries over to when it's time for you to be like that in front of people. See, when you dealing with the right person, they'll be able to tell if your humbleness or if your humility is coming from a genuine place, or if you're or you're having a sense of humbleness about yourself because of the things that are around you at the time. You know,
Hey,
people act differently. Go ahead. Go ahead
I'm like Brother Mikael. I got a scripture for that.
and bring it
Go to
out.
Luke. Go to Luke 14.
All right. Uh-oh. Luke
Luke 14.
14.
Read 9 through 11.
All right. Let me get there. Almost there, Hebrew. Luke chapter 14 and verse 9. And he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the lowest room. But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher. Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee.
Stop
For
right there.
whosoever, okay.
Is that red letter?
Yes, sir. Red
Okay.
letter.
So what's being said is be humble. Don't exalt yourself, right? Always present yourself in a way to not be embarrassed. Always present yourself in a way to not get your feelings hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go up there and sit on the stage in the auditorium when ain't nobody invited you up there. Because when the people that's supposed to be up there come up there and ask you to step down, now you mad at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
No, you should have went down there and sat down there on the floor. And if they wanted you up there, they would have invited you up there. That's
And
what
now
he.
I give you a whole nother look.
That's what the Messiah is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Don't exalt your own self. Allow the Most High to exalt you.
That's right.
Go ahead, finish reading that Hebrew.
Verse 11. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased,
See what
and
I'm saying?
he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
That's right. This is the way that a humble person, a truly humble person,
Mm-hmm.
this is how they operate. That ain't fake humility.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrew, even I like to use myself for an example when I do stuff most of the time, because I don't like to make nobody feel no certain type of way. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't be trying to boost myself or nothing. But even when I was a deacon in the Christian church, right?
Mm-hmm.
When deacons go to a visiting church, there was a certain place where the deacons were supposed to sit at. But I never went over there and sat where the deacons was at unless somebody invited me over there. I would go and sit in the congregation with the rest of the people. And if
Right.
nobody invited me to come and sit in the deacon section, I didn't go in the church and say, well, I'm a deacon. I'm going to sit over here with the deacons. No. If they didn't know I was a deacon and they didn't invite me to come and sit over there with the deacons, I set my butt right out there in the congregation because that's where I wanted to be anyway. I didn't want to be up there for everybody looking at my face and being able to see me. I wanted to sit back there and enjoy the word. But you had some deacons that I knew. When they walk into church, they gonna make sure everybody know they're a deacon. And if they're a preacher, they gonna make sure everybody know they're a preacher so they can sit in the pulpit. But humility don't look like that.
Man, that's deep right there. That's deep right there. Cause that just show you that, like, I mean, it go back to the analogy I use in the New Testament about people praying in the middle of the street to be seen. I mean, what is your true purpose if that's all you care about?
You
What are
you
you
ever met
really?
somebody and they say, my name is Pastor so and so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My name is Reverend so and so. My name is Deacon. Why are you doing that?
Mhm.
And that's the way that they operate in the church.
It's
When they
almost
introduce
like you.
themselves, I'm Deacon
Hmm.
Warren from Mud Creek. I'm Deacon Warren from so and so and so. You ain't got to do that.
It's almost like you trying to throw your title around, forgetting that even though you may be a deacon or you may be whatever position that you may be, we're still brothers and sisters. So what's so different about saying I'm brother so and so from Mud Creek versus saying I'm deacon so and so from Mud Creek?
That's right. That's right, brother. You're exactly right, KG. And this is what David was exemplifying in this scripture. David said,
Hmm.
who am I and what is my life or my father's family in Israel that I should be son-in-law to the king? Give me Sirach 3 and read 16 through 18.
All right. Hold on, here, bro. Hold on, bro. You said Sirach 3 and say it
16 through
again.
18.
All right. Sirach chapter 3 and verse 16. He that forsaketh his father is a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of God. My son, go on with thy business in meekness. So shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord.
I'm going to read it from this translation.
Go ahead.
Verse 16 says, whosoever forsakes a father is like a blasphemer, and whoever
Hmm.
angers a mother is cursed by the Lord. My child, perform your tasks with humility. Then you will be loved by those who God accepts. The greater you are, the more you must humble yourself. So you will find favor in the sight of the Lord. Look at Mike. I went to Harvard Christian Academy. I got 4 masters. Hey, that dude right there is silly one. Oh, praise.
Hey, he hurt Jim with that
All right,
one.
brother. Man, we're gonna have to stop right there, family. We're gonna have to stop right there.
Hey,
We had to
hey, before you stop, but I know you trying to end. I'm gonna let you get to it. I
no,
just
go
wanna,
ahead, bro.
man. Verse 18 is so powerful because it says, well, read your translation again in 18 if you don't mind.
And that's a rock.
Yeah,
All right, hold on. Let me get back. I had closed it up. Hold on. You talking about the Ciroc 3, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Ciroc 3 and verse 18. The greater you are, the more you must humble yourself.
Stop right there. Stop right there. I don't think you, man. That segment right there holds so much weight within itself. The greater you are, the more humble you have to be. I can't even put it in words how much that touched me right there. That part of that verse touched me right there
That's the
because
reason why I wanted to read it from that translation, because you know what I'm saying? It seems like it hits you harder. You know what I'm saying?
that so exemplifying genuine humbleness only
Mm-hmm.
shows the true greatness
Greatness of a man.
that is within you,
That's right. That's right.
man. Oh, praise. All right. Go ahead,
I'm gonna
brother.
finish it out. I'm gonna finish it out. The
Mhm.
greater you are, the more you must humble yourself, so that you will find favor in the sight of the Lord. Because that's who you trying to please. See,
That's
we
right.
get messed up trying to please man.
That's right.
That fake humility ain't impressing nobody but man. The one you need to be impressing said, be humble, sit down.
I'm
The
gonna tell you.
greater you are, the
Mhm.
more humble you're supposed to be.
I'm gonna tell you. You know, and this. I'm speaking this from experience. To exemplify true humility, the Most High will put you in a situation to where He knows that this is something that you may care about, or something that you think, you have some recognition towards it, like you're familiar with it, or it's something that interests you, and He'll put you in situations where you have to be humble and stray away from that, even though you may have some type of liking to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's to me, being able to be humble in the midst of, it's like when you know that you just scored the touchdown of the year, and everybody come running to you. Now in your mind, you saying to yourself, "Man, I did that. I wasn't trying to do that, but I did that." And the whole time, people running up to you, and you still have to sit here and you know not be prideful, like, yeah, that was all me. I did that. You see me make that spin move, brother Steph. You see me juke that man out of his shoes, brother Steph. You know what I'm saying? You have to. It's situations like that the Most High put you in to show if you really gonna be humble or not. And if you can get
Mm-hmm.
through those situations and be truthfully humble, you get more situations like that.
That's right. That's right. Because he don't mind exalting you because he know you know how to deal with it. You don't
Exactly.
get prideful. But with that being said, family,
Mm-hmm.
we at the 2 hour mark, and I apologize that we didn't get to get through chapter 19. it's just it's it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's so much. It's so much meat in these chapters, y'all. And I don't want to skim through it because I feel like I'm cheating y'all if I do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I just skim and glaze over these scriptures, I don't feel like I'm doing the Most High His due justice. So I'm not gonna do that. I apologize it's taking me so long to get through these series, but it's just a lot in it's a lot. It's a lot in there. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Um, y'all like, share, and subscribe to the lesson, to the channel. Um, David's triple test. His anointing is only the beginning. Um, in chapter 18, David was tested, not on the battlefield, but in the house, in the place, in the palace, and among his family. His greatest threat wasn't even Goliath. It was Saul,
That's right.
a once beloved king who let envy and spiritual decline turn him into a murderer. Hmm. Could David serve a wicked king without turning wicked himself? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to serve a wicked king without allowing it to affect you in a negative way? Because a lot of us will say, look, man, you ain't gonna keep trying to kill me. I got the ups on you, I'm finna go and take you out.
Hey, you got one more time to throw that javelin,
You
buddy.
got
And
one
I'm
more
gonna throw.
time, and you're through. One more time, and you're through. I don't care about none of it.
Yeah.
But man, in all seriousness though, um, I just pray that the Most High was glorified in this lesson. That's always my goal. And I just want y'all to know that I never take it lightly. Um, for y'all showing up, cause man, y'all don't even have to come to the channel. Um, on uh, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Shabbat mornings when Eliyahu teaching, and Shabbat afternoon when the elders teaching, and when KG teaching, when Mike teach. Y'all don't have to be here, but y'all here. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
right.
we really don't take that lightly at all. We know that we have been entrusted by the Most High to do this work, and we take pride and honor. We take this as an honor to be able to do this.
That's right.
And I know y'all might feel like that we doing something for y'all, but I want y'all to know that
Mm.
y'all doing something for us by showing up, fellowshipping with us, um, being a family. We really appreciate y'all 1,000%.
That's right.
Um, we have missed 2 weeks of the prayer line. We got to get that back on track, y'all. Um, we didn't do a class on Tuesday because the elders did a class, family. I know everybody was wondering. We should have made an announcement, but everybody was busy. That's the reason why we wasn't here Tuesday night for KG class.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we kind of doing things a little different. We trying different things. With me and KG doing the Thursday night class, it allows us to get a lot more information out. It ain't nothing going on between the brothers. We just trying some different stuff. Cortez will still be on Tuesday nights with us and helping Mike read on Mike class. But on the Thursday night class, I just be having so much information and with a whole lot with so much commentary. I'm not really. You see, with just us two, on here tonight, I still wasn't able to get all all the information out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We just trying different things. Trying to make everything fit to work the best to get the most out of it for the Most High. We love y'all. We appreciate all of y'all. Mike said it's brisket time. I'm down here at the I'm down here at the Soul Man Barbecue Shack. I went in there and got me some brisket before the lesson started. When the lesson is over, I'm finna dive into this brisket and potatoes and toast. That's what Brother Mike here talking about. That's right, brisket time, brother. But anyway, KG, you got anything, Hebrew?
Uh, I just uh I just want to say, um, great lesson, Hebrew. I also want to tell Sister Sword I appreciate this comment that you just put in the chat. She said, "I'm blessed to have met you all, some in person and some only online. I have yet to be disappointed or have regrets. Most High Christ bless you all. Keep snatching souls from the sloop-footed dog." And I appreciate that because, like Brother Steph said, we pray every day that we reach the people that the Most High want us to reach, that we teach the people that the Most High want us to teach. And some nights be rougher than others, but most nights, it's an honor for first off, it's an honor to do the work that the Most High has set before us. But for y'all to receive it and know that it's coming from a genuine place, um, that makes it just as just as good, if not better. You know what I'm saying? So also, brothers, just great listening tonight. I know you be wanting to get through the series and stuff like that, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the fact that you're not able to get through it because it just leaves more room for us to keep on going and learning something else. Because sometimes when you not for real, when you get to doing all like when you trying to skim through everything at one time, you can't really just break down everything that's going on because you giving a rundown instead of the full story or a
Mm-hmm.
full idea of what's going on. So I appreciate the fact that we may
Going
not get
scripture
through the
by
said
scripture. We're going
Yeah,
scripture by scripture.
exactly. I appreciate that because it just gives you like in that Ciroc, that Ciroc 3 and 18 that we just went over. Man, if you was skimming through, who's to say that that would have came out the way that it came out? You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta appreciate, even though it may not be it. That's one thing we gotta understand. We always have a plan, but the Most High has a different plan, contrary to ours, and what He has planned is greater than any plan that we could come up with. So if this how the lessons or the series was supposed to flow, then that's exactly, our praises to that because I have gained so much through these lessons. And like Brother Still also said, we have been trying different things. There's nothing going on with the brotherhood. We just really just we have so many people, so many of our brothers, so many of our elders, we're coming together as a collective whole, trying to bring this thing to what it needs to be. So in order to properly do that, sometimes one of us has to sacrifice for the other and vice versa. But we're not doing it to outshine each other. We're doing it for the sake of the Most High because that's what's more important. To this week is the Feast of Tabernacles. So I feel like it was more important to get a lesson in for the Feast of Tabernacles than me sitting here bringing out a lesson. Not saying that my lesson was going to be not a good lesson or anything contrary to that, but we're here to learn. We're here to gain the proper understanding of not just things that go on in our life, but how to practice the righteous acts properly. So why not get a lesson like that in, especially around the time that is going on, so you can get that understanding that you need, and all of us, the elders, the brothers on the panel, just the brothers, brother Eliyahu, brother Tuvi, brother Jedediah, we all working collectively to make this thing work, and I appreciate them brothers just as much as they appreciate us because we all help each other. Brother Eliyahu will tell you all the time that we help him a lot with his lessons, and I'll be honest and sit here and say too that I appreciate brother Eliyahu just as much as he appreciate us because for the simple fact that when we're not able to do something on a particular day, there go one of our brothers stepping in, putting the hands to the plow, and that's what we need. That's what we need because that not only are we being helpful to one another, but we're exemplifying this strength amongst each other through this walk. And you just gotta appreciate things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, we're not doing this. We're not doing this for to toot our own horn. We're not doing this to look good, to be the ones in the middle of the street praying. We're not doing it for that. We're doing this to pitch our bricks in because we want to be accepted by the Most High. And it's just our praises to that. I feel like the system, even though we have made certain changes here and there, I appreciate what we are doing because more is getting done. But I digress, brother. I did good tonight, boy. I kept you 13 minutes over. Hey, I did good tonight, y'all. I kept it 13 minutes over.
Well, Mike done trained you good, boy. But all praise to the Most High. We don't have any announcements at this time. But we do want to say, man, we love each and every one of y'all. All praises to the Most High. And we are out.
Hey, he be trying to cut me out real fast, y'all. But this has been another exciting episode of Put Your Weight on It Thursday.
I was lost trying to figure out where I began. Drowning in sin till I ran into Isaiah 28:10. So I changed the man within, removing devilish friends. Trusting in God, so a thumbing while they stick to the trends. Looking at life through microscopic optics, magnifying my lens. Confounded pretender beast tendencies who tend to reading, overlooking the Most High in his skin. Or forgetting Romans 9:1-14. Paul was taught by his kin. And who Yahweh really hate to the end. Surrounded by lines like I'm Daniel in a den. The pastor line got you tithing again. Lawless ones got you worshiping them pagans with blend. The Most High say, I knew you not, what you gon' do then? Praying in the hour, devour our enemies with your prophecies. Trumpet sing with the blood in the wind. Let every Israelite say amen. Let every Israelite say amen. And keep on.
I'm hanging on by faith. I ain't never giving up. All praise go to Yah. We can't never give enough. When circumstances beat it out, he come through and pick you up. Built to make it through the pain. That's just how it's given to us. I'm hanging on by faith. I ain't never giving up. All praise go to Yah. We can't never give enough. When circumstances beat it out, he come through and pick you up. Built to make it through the pain. That's just how it's given to us.
See, that's our quarterback. The 12 tribe broke the rules and got a flag. Now we trying to get our order back. Too many players in the game, illegal formation. We couldn't afford to get our king sacked. 4th and 10, all go is when he died for y'all Sarah. Call that a 3-step drop back. We holding on like a baby sloth. Cause he saw crap and running trick plays. He always trying to throw us off. My face solid like a foundation. Found out the truth and caught an audible. Now we changing up the formation. Israel holding on like info. Internalizing all this hate for need captivity. Got me about to implode. My stick gon' block her when in beast mode. Screaming Netanyahu right before we drop this payload. I walk by faith and not by sight. I don't need no escape. We ain't starving over here. We bite on no face.
I'm hanging on by faith. I ain't never giving up. All praise go to Yah. We can't never give enough. When circumstances beat it out, he come through and pick you up. Built to make it through the pain. That's just how it's given to us. Hanging on by faith. I ain't